Most of us spend our 20s believing we're invincible, thriving on convenience store burritos, iced coffee, and whatever happens to come with free delivery. Aging feels like a distant rumor whispered by cranky knees and future retirement plans. But here's the twist that science is starting to shout. What you eat before 40 might shape not only your metabolism, but the very pace at which you age. Turns out, your early dietary decisions could be setting the tone for everything from your DNA methylation patterns to your future bone density. And yes, that greasy slice from your college days may be whispering sweet nothings to your inflammation pathways even now. Welcome to the overlooked but increasingly fascinating crossroads of early dietary habits and midlife health transitions. The idea is simple, but powerful. If you eat well early on, will you age more gracefully later? Spoiler alert, there's good evidence that the answer is yes, but not without a few caveats and a lot of leafy greens. Let's start with the big picture. Large longitudinal studies like the CARDIA, Coronary Artery Risk Development in Young Adults, and the Nurses' Health Study 2 have followed thousands of young adults over decades, tracking everything from blood pressure and waist size to diet quality and disease onset. Their findings? Those who adhered to healthy dietary patterns, think DASH, AHEI, Mediterranean-style diets, before hitting 40 had lower risks of developing type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even cognitive impairment by their 50s and 60s. In other words, your quinoa habit in your 20s could be protecting your brain fog levels in your 60s. That's not just responsible eating, it's strategic time travel. Biomarkers of aging also seem to nod approvingly at early dietary virtue. Epigenetic clocks, those molecular predictors of biological age, show slower ticking among individuals who followed anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense diets in early adulthood. For example, fiber and polyphenol intake, as well as low saturated fat consumption, are associated with better telomere maintenance and reduced DNA damage accumulation over time. Translation: fewer wrinkles on the inside and potentially fewer on the outside. And don't underestimate the midlife metabolism meltdown. This is the time when your body starts checking receipts. Muscle mass quietly shrinks. Insulin sensitivity slips. Blood pressure creeps up like it just found a new hobby. But if your early dietary habits included plenty of whole grains, legumes, unsaturated fats, and minimal ultra-processed junk, your body may transition through this period with more metabolic grace. For example, people who consumed higher quality diets before age 40 have been shown to have a lower risk of midlife abdominal fat gain, a key player in inflammation, insulin resistance, and eventually frailty. The gut microbiome also remembers. Studies suggest that microbial diversity and resilience in midlife are strongly influenced by long-term dietary patterns. And what's fascinating is that the microbiome built in your early adult years may help buffer age-related dysbiosis down the road. If you fed your bugs well, fiber, fermented foods, diverse plants, they're more likely to age alongside you in a helpful, not hostile, fashion. That said, not all early eaters get the same rewards. Genetics, socioeconomic status, and gender all influence how diet translates into long-term health. For instance, women who maintain high diet quality before menopause tend to have lower inflammation and bone loss later, while men show stronger cardiovascular benefits from early dietary shifts. Plus, let's be real, maintaining a perfect diet in your 20s is often complicated by student loans, 2 a.m. cravings, and the invention of brunch. But even imperfect improvements seem to matter. In one study, participants who improved their diet quality the most from young adulthood to midlife, adding just a few more servings of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and plant proteins, had significantly lower all-cause mortality by their late 50s. That's not kale evangelism. That's statistical life extension. So, is your 20-something self unknowingly your best anti-aging investment? Maybe. While the science is still evolving, it's becoming increasingly clear that early diet sets biological patterns that can echo for decades. Aging is a long game, and it turns out your first moves matter more than we thought. The good news? You don't have to go back in time to start aging better. You just have to stop feeding your mitochondria nothing but emotional damage and potato chips. But if you did eat nothing but fast food in college, don't panic. The body is remarkably forgiving. Think of your 30s and 40s as a nutritional reboot window, a time to trade the energy drinks for fermented drinks, the pizza rolls for legumes, and maybe treat your gut bacteria like you're trying to impress them. After all, your future joints, brain, and immune system are watching and possibly sending you thank you notes and cytokines.